going to read a little bit of a passage from Walter Rodney now, in his book, How Europe Underdeveloped Africa. Highly recommend this one so far from what I've read, as well as the Russian Revolution, A View from the Third World. Walter Rodney was a Guyanese scholar and activist and revolutionary, I guess, scholar or academic, and really embodied what it meant to try to be a force for good in the world, and particularly just had a very international and global perspective that was based on, a concrete analysis of the conditions. He was a Marxist, he was a socialist, and he stayed in Guyana, even though a lot of people warned him because of his political agitation and that he was going up against a powerful governmental and just the powers that be, basically, because he was trying to advocate and create better conditions for the working folk there, that there was going to be a price to pay, but he didn't want to leave. He stayed there till the end, and he ended up being assassinated as a result. But that strengthened his cause and the determination, and knowing that the work had to be done no matter the cost is very, very powerful. Anyways, this passage is on capitalism. So let's see. And this in particular is about how the capitalist mode of production, it's past its prime. It's outdated, right? Just like feudalism had its time, etc. Capitalism is nearing the end of its rope for these kind of contradictions that exist. So here we go. In abolishing feudalism, the capitalists insisted on parliaments, constitutions, freedom of the press. These two can be considered as development. However, the peasants and workers of Europe, and eventually the inhabitants of the whole world, paid a huge price so that the capitalists could make their profits from the human labor that always lies behind the machines. That contradicts other facets of development, especially viewed from the standpoint of those who suffered and still suffer to make capitalist achievements possible. The latter group are the majority of mankind, the working class. To advance, they must overthrow capitalism, and that is why at the moment capitalism stands in the path of further human social development. To put it another way, the social class relations of capitalism are now outmoded, just as slave and feudal relations became outmoded in their time. There was a period when the capitalist system increased the well-being of significant numbers of people as a byproduct of seeking out profits for a few, but today the quest for profits comes in sharp conflict with people's demands that the material and social needs should be fulfilled. Side note, we very much see that in the United States. The capitalist class, the very, very, very wealthy, doing quite well, while the material conditions for the vast majority of us continue to deteriorate. Right? The capitalist mode of production is outdated, as Rodney is saying. The capitalist or bourgeoisie class is no longer capable of guiding the uninhibited development of science and tech. Again, because these objectives now clash with the profit motive, which, again, is the fundamental goal. It's really the only goal of the capitalist system, is to maximize profit. Capitalism has proved incapable of transcending fundamental weaknesses such as underutilization of productive capacity, the persistence of a permanent sector of unemployed, and periodic economic crises related to the concept of the market, which is concerned with people's ability to pay rather than their need for commodities, right? As opposed to a socialist system, which would be political and economic system that is designed to meet the needs of the people, not designed to make a profit. Completely different, right? Capitalism has created its own irrationalities, such as a vicious white racism, the tremendous waste associated with advertising, or I'd say just capitalist mode of production in general, right? That's how you have stores with tons of food, and then it's going near its, expiration date. Instead of giving that to, hungry people, they throw it in the garbage and they call the police on people who might be dumpster diving for it, right? That's very wasteful, unproductive. And the irrationality of incredible poverty in the midst of wealth. Again, talked about that just a second ago. We have hundreds of thousands of people homeless, right? While there's people with billions of dollars in the bank account and 10 or 15 or 20 or however many houses the Bezos and the Musk of the world have, right? Incredible poverty in the midst of wealth and wastage, even inside the biggest capitalist economies such as the U.S. Above all, capitalism has intensified its own political contradictions in trying to subjugate nations and continents outside of Europe. And that was at page 11. A couple more, maybe one or two more paragraphs. So that the workers and peasants in every part of the globe have become self-conscious and are determined to take their destiny into their own hands. Such a determination is an integral part of the process of development. Boom. All right. Could go on, but you get the point. Capitalism is a outdated mode of production. It's ran its course, and the contradictions continue to widen and deepen. And as that happens, the working classes' political consciousness will continue to rise. And it's really important to get organized and challenge and funnel that consciousness into, working class projects and not reactionary, counter-revolutionary ones, right? Peace.